Hey guys, so I'm back. So let's talk about something a little bit better. Where we left off was basically how I was really just so depressed and so down, and how I just couldn't accept love from someone else because I guess I basically did not love myself. But Adesanya was very adamant about, trying to show me that, he really cared about me and he really liked me or whatever. I was very, at this moment, I did not trust a lot of men. I just wanted what I wanted from them, and I did not want to be used by them. I wanted it to be my term. I wanted to use them, if that makes sense. But this is a good story because basically this is how, this is my story of how I really met my husband. So, let's just start with like that. So my husband, John, my sweet John, he was a part of the Music Lounge as well. He was very, involved in stuff. Not really involved, but he's musically involved in that part. But the lounge was more like a chill hangout spot, so we didn't really hang out much there. But anyway, like I said, I was in the Music Lounge all the time. I was hooking up with different guys in the Music Lounge. At this moment, I was hooking up with Roger, and I had a couple friends, and, there was this other guy, Adesanya, who was talking to me and trying to really talk to me, and I was kind of like brushing him off because I just didn't really care. So, but my husband kind of intrigued me. He was this tall guy with a guitar on his back all the time, and I'm like, oh, that's cute, that's sexy, And he used to go in the lounge, and he used to say hi to everybody else but me. And he did that a couple of times until one day he went, like, he's Dominican, so he used to hug all the girls and give them a kiss on the cheek and stuff like that. But me, he would just like kind of like brush me over a little, not really, but like a little bit. And then one day he went and he finally said hi and kissed me on the cheek, and I was like, oh wow, I'm finally on his radar. I remember like thinking that. But like I said, I didn't really think much of it. And he started coming around a little bit more to the lounge and stuff. And one day we started talking, and he asked me about my scars. Because as you know, that I was cutting at this time. So I had a lot of scars on my hand and stuff like that. And he asked me, he's like, oh, what happened? Like, and I told him, I was honest. Like, at this moment, I was just telling anybody if they asked. And I told him that I used to cut myself, which was a lie, because I did cut myself multiple times. Like, that day, actually. So, like, I told him I used to cut myself, and those are my kind of battle wound scars. At this moment, though, I wasn't able to cut myself on my arm because it was so tore up, like it was so raw, like I couldn't do it on my arm anymore. So this moment I was cutting my legs. So the new wounds weren't there. So I told him, I had a very hard high school experience, and so that, and he actually said, well, I have a scar too. And he has this really big scar on his hand. And he told me that he cut himself on his locker one day in his like high school, and it just never, like, it was just a huge scar. And we kind of started talking more and more, and that was a really cool conversation. So anyway, I'm talking to him, I'm talking to Adesanya. Adesanya more was interested in trying to be more than friends, and I knew that. And I kind of kept brushing him off, like, he wanted to go to the movies with me. He wanted to do this. And, we did a lot of those things. But I really didn't try to make it go any further. So, anyway, one day, Adesanya and John were in the lounge. And we were all hanging out. But we decided to take a walk in the hallway. And so I decided to sit on the radiator that we have. And I think it was Adesanya that was in front of me. I can't remember who was in front of me. It's either Adesanya or my husband. But someone was in between my legs. Like, my legs were open and someone was, like, leaning on the radiator in between me. I think it was Adesanya at the time. And I think John was sitting next to me on the radiator. And literally at the same freaking time, both of them slipped their phone on my lap and asked for my number. Like, both of them at the same time. I swore, like, they touched hands. Like, it was, like, simultaneously. And I was just like, oh my God. Because at that moment, remember I told you Adesanya was trying to, like, do stuff, but I was, like, blocking it. So I decided to put my number in both of their phones. And that day, Adesanya and John both wanted to walk me to the bus stop. And they literally, like, fought. Like, not like fight, but, they literally, like, were, like, saying, oh, no, I'll walk her. Or no, they both walked me. Yeah, at first they were like, oh, no, I'll walk her. And then I was just like, dude, I'm just going to go. And so they both walked me. And then Adesanya was like, oh, I'm going to stay with her. And then John was like, no, it's okay. I'll stay, because Adesanya had to take a different bus, was way farther. And John had to take a train, which was right there. He's like, oh, my train is right here, so you can go ahead. So Adesanya reluctantly left. And John and I were there. And we were there by ourselves. No one was really there because it's late. And he started talking to me. We started talking about, like, other, stuff, and how, he had sex in the school, and I was telling him I had sex in the school all the time, like, and he's like, oh, I did it one time, and it was just, like, he told me this story about this girl or whatever, and we were talking, we were having a good time, and when my bus came, he was just, like, he kind of pulled me. He told me, so the story he was telling me was that this girl, like, forced him into having, like, not force him, but, like, kind of, like, enticed him to have sex in the school. And he was telling me that story, and he was like, oh, the girl, and he took my thing, and he was trying to show me how the girl, like, grabbed his shirt and pulled him closer, and he pulled me closer. And then I'm just, like, in my head, oh, my God, this is so corny. He's going to try to kiss me. Like, oh, my God. So I went, and you remember at this time, I just didn't want to have a relationship or whatever. So at that time, I pushed him away. And I was like, well, you should have just done that. And then he was like, oh, well, I should have, but I didn't. And then he pulled me closer again. And then my bus was coming, and then he went and he kissed me. And he kissed me that night, and I liked it. And that was the first time that I felt excited and happy, and like, this guy doesn't want me just for sex, or, he didn't mind kissing me in public. There was people now around and stuff like that, and so he didn't mind kissing me in public. He wasn't embarrassed by me. He wasn't repulsed by me. He wasn't, like, anything like that. And yeah, that was the story of how I kind of met my husband. I hope you guys like this video. There is more to come still with that story, but that will be tomorrow's video. And I hope you stay tuned. Please like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell button down below. And we'll chat. Bye.